Lads, we are back with F1 2014 modded career mode. This is China, probably one of my worst tracks in the whole season, and I'm not looking forward to this. So qualifying is back. Here we are in qualifying 1, going round the outside of our teammate there. That was actually pretty close. We'll need to see a replay of that. As you can see from third person view, very, very close to Grosjean, and slowing it down, we can see just how close we got within millimeters, and that is taking YOLO to the next level. But coming through the final corner now for our first run in qualifying 1, we're using the option tyres and we go fastest by 1.6 seconds over Adrian Sutil. So I'm going to use option tyres throughout most of qualifying. I think the primes will probably be the better race tyre. So tyre wear, as usual, is probably going to be a big factor in this Grand Prix. So using the option tyres is my thinking here, so I probably will need the primes in the race. But here we go, qualifying 2, first run at the end of the session, using the first set of option tyres that I used in Q1, just so that I can save more tyre sets for the race in case we need them. So coming through this first set of corners now, the snail section, and I can really never tell if I really nail this sector or not. It's one of the few corners on this entire game where you can really never tell how well you do through there until you see the sector split, and we're actually doing pretty well, 3/10 up on the whole field, going purple through the first sector, so that helps quite a bit now as we head into the middle sector, probably my strongest sector, as I really don't like the third sector either, with that snail section that leads onto the massive straight, but getting a bit of understeer through here, and that's not going to do our lap time too well. Bit of oversteer on exit as well, so the balance of the car isn't quite tuned to the setup, or tuned to the track 100%, but coming through the middle sector now, we're 2/10 purple still on the entire field, but it is only Q2. The AI don't push 100% in this session just yet for the front runners. For the midfield runners though, they'll be pushing as much as they can. But anyway, opening the DRS, and I think we're going to hit the rev limiter quite early here, as we've set up the car for the race to be quite quick, so we'll see how that goes. But through the hairpin now, hitting the apex fairly nicely onto the curve, and we spun into the wall, and we're out of qualifying. We're out of qualifying. I don't believe this. We've been done over by an auto spin curb, as you can see on the slow-mo replay here. I'm trying to catch it because this is the end of the session. This lap matters for everything, and if I didn't save it, then our qualifying would have surely been over, but the nature of trying to catch the car meant I just straightened up straight into the wall, and then that barrier there is just so... couldn't have been placed in a worse spot, because that has just taken off our left front tyre. So there we go, qualifying over. We're going to qualify in 16th place. So there we go, starting from 16th place on the grid tomorrow. It's going to be a very tough race. This isn't my strongest circuit, but we did show a little bit of pace, so we'll see how we go in the Grand Prix tomorrow. Wish me luck. Alright, so here we are in the garage of Lotus. Once again, we're starting from just about last, but this time it wasn't intentional, so it's going to be interesting to see how this race plays out. The game wants me, or my engineer rather, wants me to do 3 stops. Primes, options, options. Great, because I used... okay, I only really used 1 set of options in qualifying, so I don't think it'll cost me that much, but we'll see how we go. I'm just going to leave it like that as a benchmark to see how far I can take my tyres, but starting from 16th place, I'm not liking my chances. We're pretty much going to need to go on the attack right from the outset. Lotus isn't the best car in the world, but we'll see how we go. Wish me luck. Alright, so here we are for the start of this race. I apologise for the lack of commentary at the start. It seems a wallaby ran away with my microphone, but here we are for the Grand Prix of China. We're now splitting the midfield now and splitting the two Williams drivers into 11th place up the inside of Perez as well. I've seen a Ferrari get squeezed out at the start there on the outside of Perez, so I think that was probably Alonso, but now we're trying to go around the outside of the Force India, and Bottas sort of blocking our run here, caused a collision, but nothing really came with that, losing the back end like crazy, and that's lost us quite a bit of ground and positions as well. Now settling into 10th place, moving up 6 places off the start. Could have been better, but in saying that, I'm pretty happy with how things have gone on this first lap. Up the inside of Massa, and almost Bottas, but Magnussen blocks our run there, nowhere to go. Could have almost lost our front wing there if we would have made contact with the McLaren driver. But into position 8, the end of the first lap, we've halved our starting position. That is absolutely fantastic, and now we'll be looking to continue this momentum for the rest of the stint, as the tyre wear, as always, should kick in just a matter of laps time. So we'll see how we go. Understeering wide through the first corner. I absolutely hate that first corner, and it's made me pay the early phase of this Grand Prix, losing 3 positions to the Williams and Perez. So we'll need to redo that work that we did at the start of the race to get our ground back, but that's a little bit frustrating. But we'll try and get past Perez as soon as we can. Maybe a dive bomb into the hairpin. Job done into P10, back into the points, and 4.6 seconds up on our previous best, but that's only the first lap, so it doesn't count for anything. Lap 2, catching up to the back of the Williams, who were having some power struggles, diving up the inside of both of them, parking the bus essentially on the hairpin there, and we get past, I think it was Massa, and now we got to try and get past Bottas. So using the slipstream, the curves, the DRS, absolutely everything to get past that Williams. Job done into P8. Next up is Kevin Magnussen. We've overshot the hairpin, and Bottas might have a go at us again, but our drive traction is fairly good there. Now cutting to lap 5. Can we go up the inside of Magnussen? Yes, we can. Almost touching Raikkonen, but we avoid potential disaster there. Into 7th place, and now cutting to lap 6. We've got Raikkonen trying to attack someone in front. I think it might be a Mercedes. We go around the outside of Raikkonen, and the road just gets very narrow here. Just enough room for us both to squeeze through into P6. Next up is Lewis Hamilton. Raikkonen's looking a little bit racy here. He wants to get the spot back, but I believe we'll have DRS. Raikkonen will have DRS as well, but now the focus shifts to Hamilton. Can we dive it up the inside coming into the hairpin? I'm going to try it. Hopefully it works out. Looks like we braked just later than him. We pull up the car, not touching that auto-turn curb, and there we go, job done into P5. Now Vettel going defensive, even though he's 2 car lengths at least in front. We go around the outside because the AI can't race for chips, but into P4 now, lap 11 now, and our tyres are starting to go off. We understeer wide just a little bit. We missed the apex by only a car width, and it sent us into the grass once again on the exit of turn 1. I bloody hate that corner. Someone should kill it with fire. But anyway, cutting to the end of the lap 11, we've got Felipe Massa, is it? Or is it Bottas? I believe it's Massa tried to pass us around the outside. He's got better traction on the exit of the hairpin. We want to come in to the pits at the end of this lap, but Massa is going to block our run here. We've got to brake early, and that was very awkward. Could have caused a potential crash there if we would have taken things a little bit more aggressively. But now coming in for our first set of tyres, we've come in actually a lap early than what we should have. But just going for the undercut, prime tyres. I might switch to more prime stints later on in the race if the tyre wear is bad enough. But the pit stop is 3.1 seconds. Fairly decent one there from Lotus. But where are we going to rejoin on the track? Let's wait and see. Looks like 14th place, only just in front of our teammate Romain Grosjean. Geez, that pit stop worked out pretty well. Just a little bit of clean air, and now on lap 12 we're going after Jean-Eric Vergne, who goes defensive. We move to the left as well to commit him, and then we go around the outside, coming into the 3rd sector, into P13. Next up is Adrian Titille, and he should be pretty easy pickings, as now lap 13, a few more cars have come in, and it looks like the leaders are coming in too as we go purple on the start of lap 14. So now we're into the podium positions now as we jump. I think that was Nico Rosberg for 3rd place. Now lap 15, my tyres are starting to go off a little bit in comparison to the AI. Massa gets up the inside as I completely stuff up that corner. But it looks like the AI are running split strategies Some drivers running the option tyres for this stint, others running the primes, and it seems like the primes are actually considerably slower than the option tyres, as Felipe has just found a whole bunch of speed now, and obviously he's just got past us. So Rosberg is following him through as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how far behind the option runners we fall. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. But lap 16, Ricciardo goes fastest on a 40.0, and then we go back up the inside of Massa thanks to the help of DRS. We're going to leave a little bit of room on the inside and swoop around the outside, lose the back end there ever so slightly. But now cutting to lap 21, Rosberg has now got in front of Massa, and now he's going around the outside of us, coming into the hairpin here, and we just don't have the grip to compete with these option runners anymore. It seems like these guys on options are making their tyres last just as long as what I can, so that's a little bit frustrating. So it might be an actual fact that the primes may not be the good race tyre that I thought they were. It might just be that the options are just a lot better than what the primes are, so that's a bit frustrating. Up the inside of Rosberg into turn 1, didn't really work out. We didn't get close enough to really attack him there, but now Massa on his option tyres is coming back at us once again. So I think for the next stint I'm going to run options, and then maybe options again depending on how the next stint goes in terms of tyre wear. So now that I've got this, what seems to be a crap tyre out of the way now, it seems like I might have pace at the back end of the race where the AI will yet to put on this set of tyres. So as soon as they put on their primes, I think they're going to be a lot slower and I might be able to catch up. So we'll see how that all plays out. But now lap 22, Massa goes past us with the help of DRS. We're going to try and lunge back up the inside as a counter attack. We lock up the inside front, and now we're just going so slow now. We need to come in for a pit stop. We're losing so much time, but I just can't pit yet. I need to stay out for maybe another 4 or 5 laps just so I can be in that window of still making 3 stops work. So yeah, just taking the pain now, and then I'll be able to flourish on the option tyres later on in the race. So just got to stick it out for now as we touch with Massa coming through turn 1, back up the inside into P5. Raikkonen now into 4th, and I think he's going to scoot away now that he's got some clean air. Now lap 23, we've got Massa coming back at us up the inside, and we make contact there at top speed, and now going around the outside into the hairpin. We just don't have the traction that Massa does. Team radio. Yeah, so to add to the tyre struggles we're having, we're also running very low on fuel. -2 laps now. I've been trying to burn a bit of fuel as we get stuck on that curb there, and that allows Daniel Kvyat to get through. I'm going to have to save fuel as well, so this is proving to be very frustrating this stint. A lot of track position has been lost, and burning a lot of fuel just to maintain my position in this race, and now it's sort of going downhill a bit. So Bottas now attacking us coming into the hairpin, sort of, but we maintain our spot so far as we cut to lap 26. Bottas is coming back at us again. I'm trying to save fuel as much as I can, but I just need to maintain track position, hold these guys up while they're on the faster tyre, and then I'll save fuel a little bit later. Bottas up the inside through the hairpin, job done, and I'm just trying to not battle these guys too much. I don't want to battle, lose time to myself or lose time to others while they're in clean air. I'm just trying to run the fastest race I can possible while still maintaining track position. It's a very fine balance at the moment, trying to manage all these things as well as managing the fuel. It's all very strategical at this phase of the race. Hamilton gets up the inside for position 4. We're going to try and counter-attack around the outside as he was caught on the inside, braking early as the AI do. He maintains 4th at the moment, but just trying to save more fuel. The tyres are really starting to go off now. I think I'm going to come in at the end of this lap for a set of options. Yeah, as the engineer said, the cars around us just have much fresher tyres. Our tyres have gone absolutely off the cliff, and I think if we stay out any longer, then we may start losing seconds to these guys per lap. Up the inside of Hamilton there, he sort of runs himself off the road there, but now we're coming in to the pits at the end of this lap. We'll put on a set of option tyres, and hopefully these options can be a lot better than what the primes are, fingers crossed. But looks like we might rejoin, maybe back end of the top 10. We'll have to wait and see here. How's the pit stop from Lotus? .1 seconds, so Another decent stop there from Lotus. As always, rejoining on the track, we've got Magnussen, Vettel, and another car. Might be Bottas. Yes, it is. Once again, we're battling Bottas on the exit of the pits. He might almost jump us. No, we get in front of him into 10th place. And next up is Sebastian Vettel. Now we can go on the attack now that we've got our faster tyres. Vettel on the prime tyres. So it seems like some of the AI runners are running with primes here. So I might be able to charge through this field and maybe get up into, I think it was the top 3 we were almost in contention for at the early phase of the Grand Prix. But here we are, lap 31, catching up to the back of the Toro Rosso driver, Daniel Kvyat. P6, job done. Next up is Felipe Massa in his ever so quick Williams this season, and doesn't take us too long to catch up to him. We might be able to lunge it up the inside into the Snell section. This is where the grip of the option tyres is going to provide its biggest advantage. And there we go, round the outside, leaving him just enough room to squeeze through. Now lap 36, we've caught up to the back of Nico Rosberg, and looks like this should be an easy overtake with the help of DRS. He goes defensive, so we're going to go round the outside, and there we go, job done into P4. Next up is Daniel Ricciardo, I want to say. We'll have to wait and find out. No, it's Kimi Räikkönen, as now we catch up to the back of Max Chilton, and hopefully he pulls out of the way as soon as he can. No, and he moves to the inside as soon as we move, and we chip off a bit of our front wing, and that's going to make the next pit stop a little bit lengthy. Speaking of pit stops, I think we'll be coming in at the end of this lap. Our options are now starting to go off, and it's been a little bit quicker than what I thought it would be, so this final stint of the race is going to be pretty tricky. I'm not too sure whether I should go on options or primes. I'm thinking because the options are just so much quicker, I might just go on options again and then deal with the pain of the worn tyres at the end of the race. Pit stop is going to be pretty slow since we have that front wing change. It's going to be over 5 seconds. 6.8, so a bit scrappy there, but looks like the tyres are worn. We've got worn tyres put on the car, or used tyres. They must be the set of tyres that we used in qualifying. Bottas has now jumped us as well, so the last 30 seconds in this Grand Prix have gone absolutely down the drain. Jump by Bottas, the bad pit stop, the front wing change with Chilton and everything, and now the worn tyres. This is turning into a bit of a disaster now, so surely now we can't make it to the end on this set of options. We're going to need to come in for a set of primes, because I think we've used up all of our option sets. I thought for sure that the primes would have been the better tyre to use throughout the race. That's why I used the options in qualifying, and now it's come back to bite me. We've got to pass Bottas now. I think we might go up the inside here, and Bottas just runs himself out of road and completely turns out of the corner. So that gives us P9. So we'll be coming in very soon for a new set of tyres. I want to stop before these tyres start to go off. They've provided a little bit of a lap time advantage at the moment, but their life won't surely be that long. So here we are, lap 43, coming in for a set of primes now, and this will be an easy 12 or 13 lap stint to the end of the race. Looks like Hamilton and a few of the leaders are actually coming in now as well, so this might not hurt us too much. How's the pit stop? Wow, that was a quick pit stop, 3.1. It looked faster than probably what it was, but either way, we've rejoined in 10th. We actually held up Vettel on the way into the pits as well, so that was a bit of my reasoning as to why I came in early. Gutierrez smashes into the side of us. Somehow, no puncture or no front wing damage. Now lap 44, the two Williams and Hamilton are getting held up by Marcus Ericsson, and now Bottas has a terrible exit coming out of the Snell section. We jump him for P9. Hamilton is up next. We're going to put it up into fast, use up all the curves, DRS, absolutely everything to get in front of this Mercedes, and there we go, job done, into position 8. Next up is Sebastian Vettel, but he's about 4 or 5 seconds up the road. Now lap 45, trying to overtake Rosberg, who Hamilton is now trying to overtake me. This is just a Mercedes sandwich, but we get in front of Rosberg, and Hamilton jumps in as well. So that's been a good phase there for Hamilton there, and now he's coming back at us, lap 53. I'm catching Vettel, but Hamilton is catching me on his option tyres, so it's a massive game of cat and mouse here. I need to get back in front of Hamilton so that I can pass Vettel and get as many points back as I can. Going defensive into the final corner, that's going to hurt my exit here. But now Hamilton, with the help of DRS, is surely going to fly past us around the outside now coming into turn 1. I'm not going to give up here. I'm going to try and push as much as I can. I've got a KERS failure at the moment, but we lunge it up the inside of Hamilton once again, somehow maintaining track position on our slower tyres. Now catching Vettel here on the final lap, or coming onto the final lap. We've got DRS to use, and it's getting very close indeed. Not quite close enough to get in front of Vettel into turn 1. He goes very slowly, we touch him, but we ease off the throttle there to avoid any advantage we gain by touching him. But Hamilton now is very close to us. Our fuel situation is very bad at the moment too, so we can't afford to run any fast revs like we did back in Bahrain, the final lap. We were just managing fuel, and it's happening again here in China, almost following suit of the 2014 season. Just fuel saving, and more fuel saving. But through this middle sector here, this might give us a little bit of a break in terms of the fuel. But in saying that, I really don't want to run rich revs. Jenson Button now wins the Grand Prix. Somehow, he's won his first race back in Bahrain for the first time in 2 years, and now he's extended that to 2 race wins in a row. He's in a good patch of form at the moment. Mercedes, I don't know what the hell is going on with them. I don't think they've won a Grand Prix in this season of career mode, but now we just need to run fast revs now. We need to get in front of Vettel as soon as we can. This is the final lap. This is our only chance to get in front of him. We've now gone to -1 on the fuel. DRS open. Let's just lunge Vettel up the inside and then go back down into lean as soon as we get him. We need to do it now. And Vettel has actually outbroken us, but we've got the inside. Job done. We need to get a nice exit off the hairpin. Hamilton might have a go coming into the final corner. Rosberg is right behind him as well. But it's going to be a case of, can we make it to the end without running out of fuel? In the Chinese Grand Prix, we've come home in 4th place.
Really well done. That's 12 points.
Well, there we go. That has been the Chinese Grand Prix. In the end, finishing in 4th. We had so many troubles in that race. The extra pit stop, managing the fuel, having to jump all those cars, and then Hamilton charging through. We were able to hold him off only just. That's 12 points to add to the championship tally. Jenson has won another race in this championship. What is going on with the Mercedes? I have absolutely no idea. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions to add to this championship. I think it's fairly good at the moment. Make sure you leave a like as well if you enjoyed this video. But Jenson now catching us in the driver's standings. We only have a 10-point lead over him at the moment, but it is so close at the moment. I have no idea how it's going to go, but that's been the Chinese Grand Prix for Season 4 of Career Mode. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light